Using the Comfort Food stamp set, which is a level 1 hostess. But before we do that, I just want to show you or give you a quick little lesson here on the texture plates that come for the Big Shot. And the way they work is you use the big base that comes with your Big Shot, and you're going to flip it open to tab number 1. And then with tab number 1, you're going to then place down your embossing template, then your paper, and then your little silicone rubber, it's the wobbly one, and then your impressions pad goes on top of that. That's your sandwich, and you're going to run that through the Big Shot. So after you do that, you'll end up with some textured cardstock. So you can see here I did this, it's a 4x4 sheet of Regal Rose. I have a 1 1/8 piece of Taken with Teal, a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 inch card scored at 4 1/4. And then I have a piece of the rose red 1 inch double stitched ribbon. We're going to use a flower brad here, and I've punched out a Taken with Teal in a 1 3/4 inch circle, 1 3/8 in the rose red. I cut it, or I stamped and StazOn and watercolored in the I Loaf You from Comfort Food, and that's punched out with the 1 1/4 inch. And somewhere around here there's a little heart, the rose red that we're going to pop up here. So let me assemble my layers and we'll talk about the ribbon, and we'll be right back. So what I've done here is I've run a strip of snail adhesive, and this just helps me to line up my ribbon where I want it and to stick while I'm doing whatever the tie is. So I'm just going to center my ribbon here on my Taken with Teal and have my end overhang. And then on a card, I don't know, a few cards ago, I just simply tied it with some natural linen thread, but today I thought instead of doing that, there we go, I would actually use a brad to cinch it shut. So what I've got is my ribbon here, and it might be easier to tie a piece of linen thread around this little cinched area, and I've opened up my brad back as wide as it will go, and now I'm just going to actually wrap, the brad back around the ribbon. So I've got my one side and it's just folded right over. I'm going to fold this piece over. See that there? So you can see that my ribbon's in there, and now I'm just going to crease those down as tight as I can go, and my ribbon is now cinched shut with that brad. Isn't that cute? And now I'm just going to use some pop dots to put on my little greeting here. And while I do that, some of you have been asking about my punch class, which I'm so excited about. It starts on Sunday. And you've been asking kind of what punches I use. I don't have a full supply list, but I would say the standard punches are the 1 3/4, 1 3/8, 1 1/4, 1 inch and 1/2 inch circles, and then I use the large, small, and wide oval. Those are probably, and maybe the trio flower, are the ones that I use the most of, and you'll see on almost all the projects that I'm doing for the punch class. So there is my little greeting, my embossed background. I'll just adhere that to my card front, snip my ribbon, and I'm all set. And because this hangs off the side, it'll still fit no problem into a standard envelope because it's shorter than the envelope itself.